Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced wordt zometeen aangekondigd. Het is een remake van Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag uit 2013. Het is een lange tijd geleden, het is echt bijna 13 jaar geleden dat die game uitkwam. Ik heb die game destijds gespeeld. Het is een leuk piratenavontuur in de Assassin's Creed wereld. Je speelt daarin als Edward Kenway, de opa van Connor Kenway, die we allemaal kennen als de main character uit Assassin's Creed 3, die het jaar daarvoor uitkwam. Nou heeft Ubisoft al remasters uitgebracht van Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood en Revelations. Samen in de Ezio Collection, in 2016 kwam dat uit. Daarna hebben ze Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered uitgebracht. En ze hebben nu dus een volwaardige remake in ontwikkeling van Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Ik vraag me af, wat gaan ze hierna doen? Gaan ze hierna eindelijk de allereerste Assassin's Creed game remaken? Of gaat die nooit het daglicht zien? Dan moeten we het altijd doen met een game uit 2007. Ik weet het niet, maar het is vandaag de beurt aan Ubisoft om Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag remake aan te kondigen. Er gaan al lange tijd geruchten over deze remake. Het is eindelijk zover. Zometeen om 6 uur, dus over 3 minuten, wordt die aangekondigd. Ik pak wel alvast de stream erbij. Ik ga hem alvast klaarzetten. Maar over 3 minuten gaat Ubisoft hem echt aankondigen. Ja, wat kan ik er nog meer over vertellen? Ik heb in het verleden heel veel Assassin's Creed games gespeeld. Ik heb elke Assassin's Creed game wel een keer gespeeld. Ik heb ze niet allemaal uitgespeeld. Ik vond Shadows tegenvallen. Valhalla vond ik ook tegenvallen. Maar Mirage bijvoorbeeld vond ik een hele goede game. Wel een korte game, maar wel echt gewoon een goede game zoals Assassin's Creed hoort te zijn. Ik heb echt genoten van Origins. Odyssey was ook prima, ook van genoten. Mijn favoriete Assassin's Creed games ooit. Ik denk toch Origins in combinatie met Assassin's Creed 2. En ik denk ook nog wel Syndicate. Syndicate uit 2015 was ook een hele goede game tijdens de industriële revolutie in Londen. Daar heb ik ook echt van genoten van die game. Die heb ik destijds nog gereviewd. Die oude content is ook terug te vinden op site-scroller.nl, onze website. Maar ja, het is nog 2 minuten wachten tot de aankondiging gaat plaatsvinden. Kijk even naar mijn klok hier helemaal rechtsboven in beeld. Ja, nog 2 minuten. Assassin's Creed, ik weet dat Ubisoft nu weer af is gestapt van het jaarlijks release van Assassin's Creed game. Vroeger was dat echt een ding. De eerste keer dat ze dat doorbraken was in 2016 met die Ezio Collection. En daarna, na 2018 toen Odyssey uitkwam, is in 2019 voor het eerst helemaal geen Assassin's Creed game of remaster of iets uitgebracht. Volgens mij wel die Assassin's Creed 3 remastered, maar die kwam dan ook niet in het najaar uit. Ze hebben dus in 2020 Valhalla uitgebracht, in 2023 pas Mirage. En vorig jaar in maart 2025 kwam Assassin's Creed Shadows uit. En dit jaar dan een remaster van een veelgeprezen Assassin's Creed game, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Het is wel echt een game waar veel mensen fan van zijn. Het was ook een prima Assassin's Creed game. Het is niet mijn favoriete game, maar het mooie van Black Flag is dat het een game was met een grote open wereld. Dat op dat moment echt de grootste map ooit in een Assassin's Creed game. Oké, het is nu 1 voor 6. Nog 25 seconden te gaan. Ik ga de stream alvast bijpakken. We zien hier een timer in de Ubisoft stream van 30 seconden. Het kan bijna van start gaan. Ik zie al wat
Kenway. I thought you'd be done chasing fairy stories.
Het gaat nu echt beginnen. 15 seconden te gaan. Oeh, kijk eens, de timer. Ja, het is tijd. Edward Kenway. Het was toen al een mooie game, met een mooie blauwbaard over. De ondertiteling staat niet goed, zie ik nu. Waarom had die geen standaard ondertiteling? Kijk.
If a man plays the fool, then it's only fools he'll persuade, but appear to be the devil.
Blackbeard.
And all men will submit.
We're pirates, kid.
Er waren dus ook al
We take
geruchten
as we
dat
please and become
deze
who we
remaster op
like.
9 juli moet uitkomen. Volgens mij was het al een
It's not
soort
who
van
you
licht
are.
bevestigd. Maar dat zullen we
Who
dan
am
zo
I
meteen
then?
ook te zien krijgen.
You're a wonder,
Ziet er mooi
Kenway.
uit. Zo, het
You've a
duiken
knack
onder
for this
water.
kind of
Al
work.
deze haaien,
It ain't work if
vissen,
you love it.
piratenavontuur. Het is echt een Game of World sfeer. Ja, mooie boxart.
Hey
mooie
everyone.
image.
I have to say it is so good to be here. I played Edward Kenway more than a decade ago, and you know, he's one of those characters that never really leaves you. Now, over the past months, we know that you've been waiting, and we know that you've heard things.
Ja, zeker.
And today, it is
game was echt
finally
al
time to share with you
uitgelekt.
what we've been working on. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is a faithful remake of one of the most beloved Assassin's Creed games.
Ja,
It's totally
precies.
rebuilt from the ground up with the latest version of the Anvil engine and enriched with
Maar het is ook
lots
echt
of
op
new additions.
nieuwe
Resynchronization
Anvil
with
engine,
Edward's journey
gebouwd.
and memories. The same story, the same man, but elevated to a new level of immersion and realism to bring you one of the most thrilling, swashbuckling pirate adventures. And
Okay.
I'm happy to say, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced will be released
Ja, toch
on
9
July
juli.
9th, 2026. Today, guys, you are getting the real deal. The first ever look at gameplay. Everything that's been rebuilt, reimagined, and some behind-the-scenes stories. But enough of my talking, yeah? Let's just jump right in.
Gaat deze stream langer duren dan die metro stream van vorige week? Die duurde 20
Hello,
minuten.
pirates. Matt Ryan here, the voice of Edward Kenway. And this is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. 13 years after the original, this remake brings the classic game back to life.
Het ziet er wat donkerder
Rebuilt from
uit.
the ground up with the latest Anvil engine to deliver the most thrilling pirate adventure. All right, let's set sail.
Dash my buttons. Your life seems a grand one, if I may say. So full of adventure.
You play as Captain Edward Kenway, a
Jeez.
rebellious scoundrel eager to make a name for himself in the pursuit of glory, freedom, and a search for a better life.
Seen your face before. Yous mates with
Nu
them
ziet het
pirates
er
down
ook
in
weer helemaal
Nassau.
uit.
Shut your
Zelfs
bloody
het origineel
gob or I'll
zag
fill
er
it with
goed uit.
shot, you hear me?
Edward, is it?
After crossing paths with the Assassins and Templars, Edward is drawn into their centuries-old conflict with secret locations and legendary treasures at stake. Along the way, he joins forces with infamous pirates such as Anne Bonny, Charles Vane, and Blackbeard. With them, he helps establish a short-lived, lawless republic following the pirate code and defying empires built on cruelty and greed. Together, in their search for freedom, power, and riches, they'll fight across a treacherous tropical paradise, from dangerous waters to dense jungles, untamed lands, and bustling historical cities.
Ja,
From
het
the
ziet er mooi
grandeur
uit.
of Havana, the thriving and wealthy jewel of the Caribbean ruled by Templars, to Kingston's bustling trade hub, and
Ik vraag me
Nassau,
af of ze nu echt
the beating
nieuwe
heart of the
sidequests
pirate
hebben
republic.
toegevoegd. Nieuwe
Each city offers a distinct
missies, nieuwe
atmosphere
content.
shaped by opportunities and conflicts. The Caribbean world reaches a new level of immersion and realism, powered by high-resolution textures,
Nou, dit ziet er wel echt een
enhanced
stuk
lighting,
verbeterd uit. Meer detail,
strikingly
meer
detailed
aan
environments,
toegevoegd. Ja,
and a new dynamic weather system.
het weersysteem.
Even underwater exploration is more expansive, more beautiful, and more perilous than ever before.
Nou, dat moet ook door. Die game is 13 jaar oud. Ze
With
kunnen
seamless
ondertussen
access
zoveel
to
meer
cities and
toevoegen.
locations, the world feels truly alive. Creating the perfect backdrop for a life on the edge, where freedom is earned and danger is never far away. Time to draw swords, lads. The combat system has been entirely reworked into an action-oriented experience. While wielding dual swords,
Ja, het was wel echt altijd een ding bij die oude Assassin's Creed games dat die combat gewoon te simpel was. Er was ook geen moeilijkheidsgraad.
Faster, more
Het was
fluid
echt
attacks and combos.
zo makkelijk
Land a
op veel
perfect parry
momenten
to
om
open up
vijanden
your
te
target for
slaan.
an instant kill. Then follow with up to 4 chained takedowns. Use walls, ledges and breakables to your advantage.
Het ziet er echt een heel stuk beter uit. Je had zelfs ook vijanden in de wacht stonden
and
om
use all
afgeslacht te
your
worden in het
tools to level the
origineel.
playing field.
Die zijn de NPC's echt een heel stuk verbeterd. En de AI,
But
de
fight recklessly, and
vijanden.
you will be punished. Whether you're on the hunt or on the run, mastering your environment is key. As you navigate through cities and jungles, you'll experience smooth and improved iconic parkour moves. From free jumps, to back ejects, and side ejects. These options offer a
Ja,
range of
manier om te
reactive
bewegen.
movements,
Dat
giving
is
you
zo
tighter
nice.
control, resulting in greater speed and deadlier assassinations.
Double assassin.
Being a pirate assassin often calls for a subtle approach. With Resynced and its enriched stealth system, you can now crouch freely as part of your toolkit to approach targets.
Het ziet er weer echt een beetje die stijl uit als Hanna en Mirage. Daar ben ik wel weer minder fan van. Ik vond hoe
Tailing and
de
eavesdropping
game
missions
was
have also been
in de tijd
revamped.
van Origins en Odyssey, dat
In
vond
the
ik echt het
original
beste.
game, getting discovered meant instant desynchronization. Yes, this was a pretty big pain point. We remember. Now,
Oh,
the
dat
action
is toch
continues.
verbeterd.
Your objectives remain, but your target will react, and you must adapt accordingly. All these new interactions offer multiple ways to succeed and progress in your missions. Of course, this wouldn't be a real pirate adventure without a ship.
Jackdaw. You named your brig after a poxy bird.
The
Ja, hoe
Jackdaw.
ver kan je je schip
What
uitbreiden?
a
Gaat dat nog een stap verder dan
Set
eerst?
sail and freely roam the Caribbean. Now equipped with even more firepower, the Jackdaw can conquer the high seas like never before. With new alternate fire upgrades for every weapon, you now have more power and flexibility to overcome opponents' ships in any situation. You will engage in epic battles, boarding parties, and fort raids. All of these are back, and
Ja,
as
dat
challenging,
is inderdaad net als
dangerous,
het
and
origineel.
exciting as ever.
Dan het dynamische weersysteem en dat
To
maakt het zo wat
reinforce your crew,
gedetailleerder.
3 brand new officers make their entrance.
Nieuwe
Lucy
personages.
Baldwin, the Padre,
Oeh.
and Deadman Smith. Each officer has a unique narrative questline that reveals
Oh,
their
dat is
backstory.
mooi. Je hebt gewoon
Gain their
extra...
trust to recruit them to your crew and
character
benefit
stories
from their
erbij, nieuwe
special gameplay
characters.
abilities. Deadman Smith, for example, unlocks a double shot from broadside weapons.
Nog meer content voor de game.
Explore the Caribbean alongside your crewmates and trusty pet. That's right, you can now find a cat or monkey for the Jackdaw. Engage and plunder other vessels. Steer through violent storms, rogue waves,
Zo, dit is wel echt een heftige storm.
or just soak up the sun. Regaled
Ook gewoon
by
zin om
shanties
in de
new
game
and
een
old.
keer in zo'n storm te varen en gewoon te zien wat er gebeurt, hoe het schip zinkt.
Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced offers a deeper, more immersive adventure that remains faithful to what players love while enriching the experience with enhanced gameplay features and fresh quests and storylines, including ones for the officers you met earlier and, just between you and me, new narrative arcs involving our old friends, Blackbeard and Steed. Defy empires and relive the era's explosive events amidst the ancient war between assassins and Templars in the ultimate pirate fantasy. Gold, infamy and adventure
Dat
await.
willen we.
It's time to raise the black flag. Again.
Again, inderdaad, in een remaster.
With Black Flag Resynced, we set out to reconnect with the heart of Black Flag. From the start, the intention was clear: deliver a faithful and enriched experience grounded in what players loved. We've rebuilt the entire adventure using our latest Anvil engine. Expect fully overhauled visuals,
hetzelfde
new
gebied?
additions that deepen its world, and
Ja,
enhanced
het
gameplay
weersysteem
both on
zorgt ervoor
land
dat
and
het
at sea. Movement
anders
now flows
uitziet.
more naturally from one action to the next, whether you're doing parkour across rooftops in Havana or fighting on the docks. Parkour builds on the latest design improvements from recent Assassin's Creed games, while still keeping Edward's classic moves. Combat now offers a more dynamic, swashbuckling experience, driven by precise parries and takedowns. Stealth gets its share of improvements too, and the ability to crouch anywhere. They open up more tactical routes and subtle approaches, letting you shape the adventure the way you want. Naval gameplay also follows the same philosophy and offers more tactical options. New officers will
Meer
join your
tactische
crew
opties.
with
Ja, die
powerful
nieuwe
abilities,
officers met hun
while the
eigen
Jackdaw's
missies, dat
weapons can
vind
be
ik wel
upgraded
vet.
with new modes to change up the fight. The sea now plays an active role in how you'll be challenged by the elements. Weather and waves will influence how your ship will handle, while preserving the pace and freedom players remember. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced matters deeply to us and to you. That's why we took the time to rebuild it with the care it deserves. This remains a solo, adventure, and character-driven experience. It is not an RPG. The focus stays on
RPG,
how you
okay.
play and how you explore the world. And as we develop the game, we organize dedicated workshops with our community. These early player feedbacks played an important role in refining many of these elements. Here's a look at their most recent visit.
Hello everyone, we are here at the Ubisoft Singapore studio where we invited some of our biggest Assassin's Creed fans to discover the remake of Assassin's Creed Black
Nou,
Flag.
ik ben denk ik
They've
een van
had the
de grootste
opportunity
fans.
to
Ik
meet
heb er niks
devs,
van
try the
meegekregen
game
op
and
dit
share
laatste.
their
En ik was in
valuable
Singapore.
feedback with us. Here's what they had to say.
I still can't believe that I can help the dev team to make the game better and improve it when it finally arrives.
I'm part of that process, and Black Flag is my favorite game, so to be a part of that process is just awesome.
It felt nice to be appreciated in that way, to give direct input about the game.
The feedback with the dev team, they were very open as a dev team to take the criticism, what needs to be fixed, what's great. They even asked us more questions about it. So I love the curiosity that they show us, and it shows that they truly care about what they do.
I'm just really excited to be back, like with the addition of new audio lines, the new dialogue, and the new music.
I'm super excited to actually help improve the staff experience for the game.
I care about this game, this remake. When I heard rumors about this game, I just wanted to be involved in giving as much effective feedback as possible.
Some of this work came directly from spending time with some of our core players early on. We had them play early builds and sat down with them to gather their honest feedback on the game, tapping into the many things players expect of a Black Flag remake, from gameplay features to visual fidelity. This helped us refine some of our choices along the way. What was interesting was not only to gather that feedback, but to understand why players reacted this way. They were incredibly passionate about Edward, how he moves, how he reads on screen, even the details on his face. That led to deeper conversations. Together, we explored different approaches, tested ideas, challenged assumptions, and refined choices until the intent felt right again. The team's passion and commitment have driven every step of this journey, and we can't wait for you to see more of what we've been crafting.
Oh, it really is so good to be back in this world. Now, I believe the Black Flag is one of those pirate adventures that never really left the players' minds. And it's also really special to be here today with some of the people who helped shape the game back then and who are bringing it back now. Jean, You were creative director
oorspronkelijke
on the
makers.
original Black Flag, and Paul, you're the creative director on Resynced, who's leading the vision of this remake today. Now, before we dive into what the game is now, I'd love to go back for a moment. So when you started building Black Flag back in early 2012?
2012.
How was the world imagined in the first place? I mean, what were the pillars that were there from day one?
Well, from the very beginning, one of the key central core pillar was fluidity, right? We really wanted a seamless experience, connecting movement, combat, and navigation, all very naturally. And it was the same seamlessness that we were looking for between naval experience and the ground experience, because the other challenges we were facing was to merge actually two fantasies, being a pirate on one side and being an assassin on the other, without any friction. And the sea wasn't just an add-on, to the ground experience. Naval gameplay was really a core pillar from day one. We also wanted a world that feels alive, right? Something that would react to the players, always in motion. And it was very compelling to me to see other people like Paul and his team actually to face the same challenges that we did face back in the days. And I think what helped them craft the game was that a lot of people involved in Resynced today were already part of the game, the original back then.
Paul, so you were already a part of the team back then, right? So, when you come back to a project all these years later, what stayed non-negotiable from the original vision, apart from the fact that, I'm Kenway?
So, Matt, the one thing that was non-negotiable is the original story of Edward Kenway. We have never approached Resynced as a reinvention. Our goal is to carry John's vision forward. And today, we have much more room to do so since the game is engineered and rebuilt on Ubisoft's latest anvil. It allows us to push dynamism, gameplay, immersion further, while keeping the original vision and story intact.
Yeah, Jean, and you mentioned before how collaborative the original game was, and can you talk about that, especially with Singapore?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a absolutely team effort back in the time. And I remember actually in 2012, when we first came here in Singapore, meeting Paul and the team to do what we call the blueprint, this week of hard work where the game really emerged from the preparatory work. And Montreal worked very closely with Singapore. Singapore built key parts of Black Flag. The naval gameplay was built on top of the Assassin's Creed 3 naval tech that was developed, in some specific missions. But you were also behind a lot of places, locations, and gameplays, like caves, underwater gameplay, forts, ships, and some major missions like the E3 demo that you worked on.
That's right. Right. So there seems to be like a real sense of continuity here, not just in the game, but in the people making it. One thing that really shaped Black Flag for me was how dynamic the scenes felt coming back to it for Resynced and shooting the mocap scenes in Toronto. The scenes just felt so dynamic, like the original game. And what was the intention back then, when it came to all the cinematics?
So from the start, and it was a lot of discussion with Kama, the animation director back then, we really wanted the scenes to feel alive. We wanted characters moving, interrupting each other, exchanging objects, and reacting physically. And that sense of movement was really part of the game's identity, I feel.
Right. And when you rebuild a game like this, I guess that becomes a huge challenge, right, Paul? And how did you keep the spirit whilst trying to push it further with all of today's amazing technology?
Well, there are many ways, but to carry on the spirit of Black Flag, we always remembered one thing: to rebuild the game with the original pillars in mind, John's pillars and the original core team's pillars. But the most important thing was the story. Every single small moment in the game had to be rebuilt and crafted. And it took a lot of handcrafting, especially the facial animations, but that's important because that's the soul of the game.
You men are the pariahs of Charlestown, and I would profit better by using your organs for chum and your
niet alleen de
bones for
grootste
char.
Assassin's Creed game, het was ook de Assassin's Creed game die echt het langst duurde. Ik kan het wel even
And,
opzoeken.
when you add new things to a game
Black Flag,
that
het
people
verhaal
really
duurde
know off by
ongeveer
heart and they know it so well, the fear is
23,5
always
uur.
that the people
Maar
might
met alle
notice the
zijmissies erbij
scenes,
was je echt
right?
41
Jean, when
uur
you
bezig met
played
die
it,
game.
what did you feel?
Well, actually, I felt
En nu
like
komt er dus nog
playing
meer
Black
content
Flag, you know,
bovenop.
and not even noticing where the original end was ending and when the new content that Paul and the team wrote was starting. And this is something really important. That continuity
Assassin's Creed
is
Valhalla
very
bijvoorbeeld,
much
die heeft
essential.
gewoon een main story van
You know, Jean,
61
whenever we
uur.
wanted to change
En
or
gewoon
add
100
something,
uur
we
met
always
zijmissies
question
erbij. Dat
ourselves,
was
does
echt
this
veel
belong here?
langer. Maar
Would Edward do this?
het is
Would
leuk
John
dat
get
ze
upset?
sommige games lang duren, maar het kan ook gewoon te lang duren. Dat was voor mij de reden waarom ik
However, as
Black
we
Flag
all
het
know,
origineel
no
ook nooit
remake
heb
is complete
uitgespeeld.
without additional content. So we have added brand new chapters and brand new missions to the game, including a brand
chapters,
new
nieuwe
scene
missies, het wordt gewoon een
with
nog grotere
Edward's
game.
wife Caroline that's written by Darby himself.
Yeah, I remember playing it. Jean, so like there's something, I don't know, there's something deeper in Black Flag than just like pirate freedom, you know, and it's closely tied to the character of Edward.
Yes, absolutely. We really wanted to send a message also saying that freedom without structure doesn't lead you anywhere, right? And Edward's arc reflects that. He thinks everything will be granted, you know, that's the good life, plundering, etc. But then in the end, you realize that you lost all your friends. Yeah. Right? And so this is very important because he grows into someone that understands his own responsibilities and that makes him, like you said, very human.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I really leaned into coming back to the character after, you know, more than a decade. You know, it's the same Edward, but there seemed to be like, for me personally, you know, from the scenes that were written, kind of, as I said, more dynamism, but also there's a certain kind of weight to Edward's journey, you know? I guess that with Black Flag Resynced, there are some really kind of important decisions to make, right, Paul? And how did you approach those?
So Matt, with Resynced, we made a clear choice. It is a pure story-driven adventure, and we are fully focused on Edward's adventures in the Caribbean. As a result of this focus, we have elected to not have the multiplayer and not have the DLC. However, Resynced is built from the ground up with new story, new content, and new systems. But we're staying true to its action-adventure roots. Resynced is a 2026 take on the original legend. And for those of us who are curious, the original will still be available.
And Jean, so the modern day, right, that played a really specific role in Black Flag when it was released. And so can you explain how it fit the franchise back then?
So, you know, back then in 2013, the present day reflected where the franchise was at. It was a transition moment, especially with Desmond's story and what it meant at the time. But now with Resynced, I think there were some changes were needed.
That's right. Today, the modern day has evolved. For Black Flag Resynced, we have approached it in a way that focuses on Edward's journey while still connecting his memories to the Animus. The modern day rifts in Black Flag Resynced will feature new moments that focus on Edward's internal struggles.
There's also something about Black Flag that I feel that, I don't know, people still crave what the game brought, you know?
You know het was ook gewoon een hele goede game. It's a game full of light.
Yeah.
Yes, there is danger and violence, but everything takes place under the bright Caribbean sky, you know? Palm trees, seas, movement. It's very generous in a sense. And that sense of escapism has always been part of the game, and I feel it's very relevant in 2026.
Yeah, totally. And the other thing that the people, I feel, never forget, and certainly I never had, is the music.
Nu gaan ze zelf zeggen dat dit een hele goede game
especially the sea shanties. The sea shanties in particular have always been part of Black Flag's identity.
Als ze dan nu even gaan terugblikken op de games die ze de afgelopen 6 jaar hebben ontwikkeld, dan zien ze toch ook wel zelf in dat ze toen gewoon veel betere games maken dan nu. Ubisoft is al een verloren bedrijf en ik hoop dat ze met deze Black Flag remake een eerste stap in de goede richting gaan zetten.
This artist has a special place in my heart because of his work on Assassin's Creed Revelations. Woodkid.
Ah, cool. Yeah, that's great.
Hey everyone, Woodkid here. I'm in my studio in Paris now and I have great news for you. I'm back in the Assassin's Creed franchise this time for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. You know, the world of Assassin's Creed has been very important for me and very linked to my career. It started like 15 years ago or something. And this time, I'm very excited about what we've done. I know that Assassin's Creed Black Flag is a game that's very important to all of you. It's a game about escapism, about rebellion, about exploration, and these are themes that are very, very important for my work. You know, I've explored these themes a lot in my music. So I won't say too much, but I can't wait for you to hear what I've done for Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced.
Having him return to the franchise, especially for Black Flag Resynced, means a lot to the team. We've been working on a newly reimagined track specifically for Black Flag Resynced, and we can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Yeah, right. And, you know, music is just one of those things that the people remember long after they stop playing. I mean, I did. The sea shanties, I still play in my car now from time to time, you know, and this game means a lot to you, and we know that.
Yeah, absolutely. This game means a lot to me, and I'm not saying that just because you guys are here. Just working on a game takes me back to 2012, and we all want the game to be the best it can be, and we really hope that you guys will enjoy playing it.
Yeah, so you entered the Animus for real.
That's right.
In 2012, yeah.
I mean, what a great thing, right? To come back to something, you know, more than a decade after, you know, and get to revisit and rebuild and reimagine this wonderful world. It's just been such a pleasure for me, and I thank you guys for bringing me back. Before we wrap this up, I've got a little surprise for you. All right, this is something pretty awesome. I saw it today for the first time, and I love it.
Wat heeft hij bij hem?
So here we have an Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced Collector's Edition.
Ik had het origineel destijds, die heb ik toen nog een box.
Is a really stunningly well-crafted figurine of Edward Kenway sitting there,
een nieuwe
slouched
like Edward Kenway.
Like me, really. And he looks really cool, and it's crafted really well. And inside there's a notebook with all of like Kenway's diary entries and journeys about all of his adventures, and there's also a brooch and a cloth map, and then some goodies in there for everyone. So this one is really cool. It's the first time I've seen it today, and
nou, die moet ik hebben.
If you guys like it, then you're gonna have to get your own because this one's mine.
Edities.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
No, welcome to take it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
White Edition, the
we can't wait for you
Codex
to
Edition,
live or
Revelations Animus
relive this
Edition.
Thrilling pirate adventure with Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. That will launch on July 9th, 2026.
The Unity and Syndicate
I just want to say
had
thank
ook
you
de
for all
grootste.
being with us today, and we cannot wait for you to experience it yourselves. Cheers.
Oké, dat was hem, de aankondiging. 9 juli komt hij dus uit. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Ze hebben nu al echt de 4 weggehaald uit de titel. Maar dat was dus de aankondiging van Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced 9 juli. Het speelt weer als Edward Kenway. 3 nieuwe characters worden aan toegevoegd met een eigen storyline. Dus nog meer content in de game. Ze hebben de DLC's niet geremasterd, dus die zitten er niet in, maar wel gewoon heel wat nieuwe content. Ze hebben een nieuw weersysteem. Ze hebben een wat uitgebreidere mogelijkheid voor je schip om het te upgraden. Ja, het ziet allemaal weer wat gedetailleerder uit. De laatste versie van de Anvil Engine, Ubisoft's eigen engine. En ja, 9 juli komt het dus uit. Er is zelfs een Collector's Edition nou voor aangekondigd, net als bij het origineel destijds. Ik kijk er wel naar uit. Ik heb het origineel, zoals ik al zei aan het begin, nooit uitgespeeld omdat het te lang was. Maar we hebben de laatste jaren zoveel games gezien waarin die gewoon veel langer duren dan vroeger. En ja, Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, ik ga het zeker een kans geven. Ik ben benieuwd hoe dit eindresultaat uitpakt op 9 juli. We gaan het zien. Vergeet het niet in de gaten te houden hier bij Sidescrollen. En dan zie ik jullie snel weer terug bij de volgende stream. En ik weet dat Mitchell morgenavond ook weer verder gaat met een game die hij eerder deze week heeft gestreamd.